Aries, the start of this week could see you feeling as though you're under attack on some level, but you need to ask yourself if the conflict is worth struggling over. If the outcome will serve you or others, then be bold and aggressive in your approach to it. Defend your position and refuse to yield. If not, however, consider letting it go. You may be feeling alone and quite isolated at the moment, questioning the obvious and looking for more meaning in your life generally, but this feeling won't last forever. A change of scenery might be just what the doctor ordered, so try getting away, even if only in your mind via meditation. And know that even if your situation at present is not ideal, you are moving towards a more positive place, and you are in control of how quickly or slowly that happens. The time has come for you to take control over the direction your life is now heading in, and this will see you feeling more grounded over time. Give more of yourself to those who are most important, and this will see you receiving from them in return as family becomes your main focus, and you find the stability you've been looking for to make yourself and those you love a secure foundation in life. Concentrate on the long term, working towards a lasting solution for your future with those people who are meant to be in it, and understanding that spiritually speaking, all is just as it should be. A water sign or more nurturing woman in your life will support you as you work through any troubles you're having, recognizing past mistakes, accepting responsibility, and making amends for them so that you can move forward into your future unencumbered. Taurus, this week sees you worrying about something or feeling guilty and unhappy in relation to something you feel you have done or have failed to do, and it's important that you're able to examine your situation carefully to be sure that you're making the best choices. Career and financial issues now need to be dealt with head-on, as do any problems with your health, so take steps to discover and correct any problems in these areas and bring your life into balance without trying to force your opinions onto those around you. Are you resisting change that is truly needed at this time, clinging to what's familiar even though it may not be for the best? Now's the time to let go a little and go with the flow, trusting that the universe will support you as you do so. So start making choices and decisions that you've been struggling with, and you'll find that doing this will help you to get to where you want to be, pushing up through any obstacles as you go. Gemini, a child or young person in your life may be digging their heels in about something this week or taking a negative view, and you'll need to ignore this where possible, even if it's really getting you down, and focus on the good things in life until their mood passes. Strengthen connections with the natural world by getting outside and grounding yourself, and look for all that's good in the world, even if it's been a while since you've really felt good. Past choices in love or in business may have come back to haunt you if your behaviour was less than ethical, and this may be playing on your mind, particularly if things worked out badly. You may be feeling weary and battle-scarred, and this has you feeling defensive on some levels, but it's important that you don't become bitter, and that you recognise that you have it within you to rise up again. The time has come for you to take control over the direction your life is now heading in, even if you are feeling restricted at present. If you're caught up in a unhealthy or unproductive situation, or find yourself obsessed by a person, idea, substance or pattern that you know is bad for you, then now's the time to do something about it. Take stock of your life and your past behaviour, see it for what it is, and then find a way to move on from it. Cancer. This week may see you feeling low after a tough time or psychological blow that has left you feeling quite numb and disconnected on levels, but take heart, the recovery is at hand and harmony is coming for you. Look at all that you have in your life and allow yourself to feel happy and fulfilled. Take a longer view of where you are going as opposed to where you have come from. Don't react to things in the heat of the moment. Step back and consider before making choices and decisions so that you know where you're heading before taking the first steps towards it. And try not to allow your fears of what may or may not happen to overwhelm you. If you've been working hard towards a goal, success is finally within reach, and you'll have the recognition you've been seeking and receive the acclaim that goes with that. But remember not to get too cocky when this happens. If you've been stuck in a rut, try something new, take a risk and allow a little excitement to venture in, as this will lead you to a new relationship or a new beginning to an old one. If you've been having difficulties with a loved one, now's not the time to separate or stay apart. Look for a chance to call a truce and to forgive or be forgiven if you are struggling with two tendencies within yourself. Seek to reconcile them and have faith in your ability to do so, as you're going to get the outcome you've been seeking with something, even if you can't see that happening as yet. Leo, An end is coming to something this week, and this will initiate great change in your life as it signals the end of an era. A moment when a door is closing to make way for something else. On many levels, this will be freeing as it allows you to move on to a period of new growth and happiness, leaving the past behind you and opening you to a feeling of great excitement that has been missing for way too long. Others may not like the changes that are coming, as it threatens to change their perception of who you are, and this will see you walking away from someone who cannot adapt. This will prove stressful on levels, but if you're honest with yourself, these relationships have been dying for some time, so don't allow feelings of guilt to stop you from doing what you know needs to be done, as you will feel stronger for it over time. You may be feeling unsupported at present, or as though your path is not being accepted by those who have been important to you in the past. Know that this feeling will not last forever, but there is nothing that can be done to help you to move through it any faster, so use any time in limbo as an opportunity for self-reflection until opportunity knocks, and then when it does, you'll be ready to grab hold of it with both hands. Virgo, this week sees you needing to listen to your intuition and gut instincts about things, waiting and allowing things to unfold, even if doing so makes you feel stuck to some extent. There's no point in worrying about things you're powerless to change, so instead try to find the positive in all that's been happening, as it is providing you with an opportunity to rebuild on a more solid foundation. All is just as it needs to be at the present time, and soon enough you'll be entering into a period of harmony and contentment that may have been missing for a period. If you are feeling that something is lacking in your life, then now's the time to deal with that, as failing to do so will only see you feeling all the more isolated, and this also means focusing on your health and well-being. A fire sign or more dynamic man in your circle may have withdrawn for a time, and you have found this quite confronting, but you will find peace over time between you, despite this, as choices are made in love or in business that will lead you to the stability you're seeking, either within your family unit or materially in relation to business. Libra. If you have recently experienced a tough time or psychological blow of some kind, this week sees you finally taking steps towards recovery as you start to heal and pick up the pieces of your life. Your situation may still not be ideal, but you are moving towards a more positive place wherein you'll begin to feel more fulfilled emotionally and happier in general. You can have the life you've wanted, and your wish for the future is within your reach, but this may mean letting go of those things that are no longer serving you and leaving them behind you for good. Endings are not always easy, but they are sometimes necessary, and this is one of those times, so re-examine your life and your priorities and leave behind what you don't need anymore. If you're recovering from an illness, allow yourself quiet time to heal, or conversely, if you're feeling well at the present, be mindful of getting enough rest so that you don't become ill. There's nothing you can do in order to make things happen any faster than they are going to anyway, so use this time to step back and gain perspective on where you are in your life, as opposed to where you might like to be, so that when opportunities arise in the future, you'll be ready to take them on without procrastinating. Scorpio. This week sees you needing to be real and centered as you get busy working towards making your dreams real. Figure out what works for you and then take the steps needed to make it into a reality, listening to your intuition as you go. If you've been working hard towards something, success is finally within reach, and the recognition and rewards that you have sought for so long will soon be yours. A move of house or big changes to your household is also on the cards, as a fire sign or more dynamic individual in your life seeks balance both physically and financially. Rest assured that you'll be able to juggle all that's being thrown at you at the present time, and that you have all you need to meet your goals so long as you're able to be flexible. Fun, laughter and good times are on their way, so if you've been feeling tired or depressed, rest assured that a greater vitality is coming to you, and you'll be able to have the kind of life that you've been dreaming of, and the feeling of accomplishment that comes with that. You may have been feeling overly emotional of late, but this will soon be replaced by seeds of bold enthusiasm, creative ideas and gifts of all kinds. Examine your life and see how things might work for you. Take some risks in order to get what you want, and look for the path that will excite you and push you beyond your limits, as you become a conduit for inspiration and invention. You now have control over the direction you are heading in, and this will see you building strong and solid foundations as loose ends are tied up and wayward elements are harnessed. Open and honest lines of communication with those who are most important to you will prove helpful, particularly if you've been feeling quite stuck emotionally, as this will give you something else to focus on until you find clarity. Sagittarius, you may head into this week feeling as though you're fighting a battle of some kind, and it's important to ask yourself during this time whether or not the conflict is worth the trouble. Being bold and aggressive at this time may not actually serve you, so don't allow battle lines to be drawn unless the war is worth fighting, and be sure that you have all of the facts. If you are caught in an unhealthy, unproductive situation, or find yourself obsessed by a person, idea, substance, or pattern that you know is bad for you, then it's time now to let go of it, as doing so will allow you to reach a new understanding of the way your life has been. Embracing the change that this will bring may be too much to ask at the moment, but do try to find the positive in it, as doing so will potentially bring about great release for you and a new level of understanding. Spending some time outside will allow you to clear your head and find grounding, and it may also allow you to look more closely at what you have in your life rather than focusing on what you do not. The time has come for you to leave behind all that's no longer serving you, as the signs of change have been in your face for a while, and it's time to accept them and move on. This may mean making physical changes such as leaving a job, location, or relationship, or inner changes such as releasing old patterns, especially where they have dominated your thoughts and emotions, so that you can search for deeper truth or reality and begin making plans for your long-term future. Capricorn, this week sees you with the opportunity to put the past and its mistakes behind you so that you might begin anew with a relationship or project and find a balance both physically and financially. And it's important that you start moving forward, believing in yourself and cutting through any confusion or mental fog. A fire sign or more feisty individual appears to be heading out of your life at the present, and if you don't want this to happen, then you need to take a stand. It's important that you honour your commitments at this time and attack any issues that are troubling you from a grounded perspective, being honest about whether or not these battles are even worth fighting. If you choose to defend your position, then be bold and aggressive, believing in yourself, and this will see you achieving victory over all who might oppose you. Nothing seems to be flowing smoothly at present, and this may see you feeling disheartened. However, you do have control over how things are going to end up, and even in your darkest moments, if you look closely, you will see a light at the end of the tunnel. So long as you know what you want, you will find a way to achieve it. Aquarius, this week sees you feeling stronger than you have in some time, as you face any career or financial problems that have been dogging you, and address any feelings of lack. Life is set to get better, so take heart if you've been feeling down or tired, as a revelation is coming that will enable you to put this feeling behind you. Embracing all of the changes that are affecting you presently may feel like too much to ask, but try at least to find the positives here and see how you might be able to move forward in a better way. A fire sign or more dynamic woman around you will provide the momentum you need in order to accept any challenges coming your way, so look for a path that will excite you and push you beyond your limits, and when you see a chance, take it. An opportunity is coming your way that will enable you to stop worrying about how you are going to move forward and to stop dwelling on what's happened to you in the past so that you might focus on all of the good things around you right now, in the moment. Pisces, you may enter this week feeling disillusioned on levels, but much of what you're worried about is never going to happen, so long as you make a commitment to do what it takes to reach your goals and don't allow yourself to become too complacent. You can have what you want at the present, but indulging yourself at the cost of someone else is not always the way to go, so try to see things from everyone's point of view rather than just from your own before you decide to go ahead with any plans you've been making, as cooperation is going to be the key, and sometimes the best approach to a problem is not always the most obvious. You may find yourself at a crossroad at present, so check all of your options to be sure that the choices you're making are the right ones. A move of house or big changes to your household may be the key to getting all that you've been dreaming of, but this will also mean leaving some things behind you permanently in favour of future plans, and this may seem unfair to begin with.